Alright guys, so today I'm gonna do a recap on Friday's trade. I realized I did not do a Friday trade recap, so I'm gonna go ahead and walk you guys through what we planned on this day. So Friday was this day, the 14th. So chart would have looked like this. Here we had a daily fair value gap. Of course we marked this out. From there we go down to the 4-hour time frame, seeing what we've seen. So we always go daily, 4-hour, 1 hour, 15-minute. We do that to get our levels, and then 1 minute I use for my entry. Some people use 1 to 5 minute. I use purely 1 minute. So occasionally I'll cycle through the 2 minute, but other than that, I don't really use any other lower time frame for entries. So chart would have been like this, right? Yeah, like this. What is this? A 4-hour? Do we see anything worth marking? I guess we could mark this 4-hour FVG right here. But having a daily bullish bias, I didn't really expect it coming here, especially having this daily FVG right below us. Come down to the 1-hour time frame. See if there's anything worth marking on here. 1 hour. Yeah, we did have this 1-hour FVG, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark this out. Alright, anything else really worth marking? No, not really. And then we go down to the 15-minute chart. And I really just, on the higher time frames, like the 4-hour and the 1 hour, I really just look for any imbalances, like a fair value gap, and I mark those out. I use the 15-minute to find the sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity areas, which I just use as swing highs, swing lows. Alright, we'll mark this down too. Mark this right here. Let's go ahead and move the 1-minute chart. Alright, here we also had a 15-minute fair value gap. We're gonna go ahead and mark this out. Alright, other than that, do I see anything else? I had this other tiny 4-hour or other tiny 15-minute fair value gap. We're going to mark this out as well. And since we are looking for longs, we use all these imbalances above us as target areas to exit or scale out of some of our position, right? Alright, we also had this rectangle, this minor buy side right here. Alright. Sorry, so we basically have our areas marked out. As you see, we have buy side liquidity, which was also London highs right here. 15-minute fair value gap, 15-minute fair value gap, and a 1-hour fair value gap, all bearish. And then we marked out our sell side liquidity zones, or yeah, sell side liquidity lines. And as you see, we barely missed tapping into the daily fair value gap here. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and mark out the midnight and the 8:30 also opening price. Okay, it's gonna be midnight right here, and 8:30 was right here. Marked these out with purple, as you guys know. Alright, from here we're gonna go into the 1-minute chart and mark out our macro time windows. So we're gonna do 9:45 10.15. And this gets so repetitive, you know, we do this every day, and it's because it works, you know. So right at the open, we are in that 1 hour bearish fair value gap. We're not really seeing any big rejections. We get to that 15-minute bearish fair value gap, really no rejection. We kind of just straight disrespect that 15 fair value gap. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. And as we enter our macro window, we basically run through this. We run through this hourly bearish fair value gap, completely disrespected. On top of that, we even make a bullish 1 minute FVG, so it tells me that this fair value gap is no good no more. And we did have 10 a.m. news this day, so we were waiting for 10 a.m. news until we hit any any swing points. Let me go ahead and zoom back out. Okay, yeah. And this also was a order block here, right above that fair value gap. I'm just gonna mark that out. Just forgot to point that out. That's the order block. All right, go back to the 1 minute chart. So we feel this what's it called? Let me actually just put the zone for the order block. Kind of be easier to see for you guys. All right. So the lower zone is the fair value gap. The higher zone is the order block. All right. We completely fill this fair value gap. We remove it. You know, we get into the order block. Right at 10 a.m. news, we drop. And what do? You guys already know, we displace. Break market structure. And what do we leave behind after breaking market structure? Yep, bearish fair value gap. So even though we had a bullish bias for today, this day presented us a short. So, you know, we took the short because that's what we got presented. So we're going to take it. Remember, we're not scared to switch our bias when the market shows us that it wants to do something else. We react to price. We don't predict price. So we've seen this breakdown. And we even had this, what's it called? The second sweep here. The unicorn setup. We hit the order block, swept more buy side. That's that unicorn setup right there. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this out, the yellow line. Let me see. Alright. So we get the unicorn setup, breakdown, displace market, displace this low, break market structure, form bearish fair value gap. Alright. We went ahead and entered here. Go ahead and mark this blue. Stop loss was above this high right here. Gonna go mark this out with the red line. And I'm actually gonna make it a thick line just so you can really see. And we were targeting, okay, let's see. So I'm gonna just remove the time windows just so you seen it was within the window, right? Just this first one. First target was this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. That was my first target. So my first target was the beginning of this 15-minute fair value gap. Second target was the end of the 15-minute fair value gap, because sometimes price will, what's it called? It will fill the whole fair value gap and then reverse. And sometimes it just taps it. So obviously first target's going to be, if it just taps it, it may reverse. Second target's at the end of the fair value gap, just in case it also reverses there. So we're going to mark this out. Use the blue line. And last target was, or no, third target was these lows right here. Gonna mark these out with the blue line. Fourth target, final target. Alright. You may think it's a lot of targets, you schedule it as you please, but this is how I exit. This is my strategy. This is how I trade it. Well, it's not my strategy, it's ICT's strategy, his model, but I tweaked it to for it to fit my personality. This is how I'm most comfortable trading this. If you don't like it, you could switch it up to fit your preferences. By all means, go ahead and do that. Do what works best for you. Alright, so that's how we got the targets using the 15-minute time frame. Let's go ahead and go back to the 1-minute chart. So here was our entry, right? Entry was at 19883.5. Stop was at 19904, so that was about a 20-point stop. First target was in here at 19855. So first target we secured, what is that, 23 points. We secured 23 points at first target. Second target was at 19837. Third target, and so on. So as you see, we came down, or so as you see, we entered the fair value gap. We hit this candle right here. It should act as resistance. Come down, we bounce back up. We failed to even make a move above this candle's high, so I'm still in this trade. As you see, we come down. We then hit first target. So from there, I moved my stops to this high right here, the high of this candle. So we're gonna go ahead and move the stop here. So now we're only risking about 7 points after securing 50% here at a 24 point profit. So now it's a risk-free trade. We secured 50% here, and we just wait to see what happens. As you see, we did get stopped at a break even. We had another sweep up against these high right here. I did miss the second entry, but at the same time it was outside of my time window, so I'm not really complaining. I don't want to break my rules just to make a couple extra bucks. That builds bad habits, and we don't do that. Boom, we sweep these highs. Just go ahead and just remove this order block. So that re-entry was a good re-entry here. And just show you guys where it would have been. Boom, right here. Bearish FVG made. It would have filled you right at this candle right here. As you see, the high of this candle was 19894.5. The FVG was at 19894.25, so we just entered it by a tick. From there, we hit first target again, hit second target, and then from there we kind of just chopped for a little bit, and we kind of just chopped the rest of the day. But the second entry offered first target and second target, whereas where I entered at, we only got first target and then got stopped at a break even. And it is what it is. Like I said, we don't cry and complain about missing a couple points. This setup presents itself almost every day, so we know we're going to get another great opportunity, whether it be tomorrow, the next day, the next week, whatever it is. I just know this is a strategy that's repeatable, so I'm not going to cry about missing a couple points. So yeah, quickly we just quick recap again. In the time window, we hit the 15-minute FVG and order block. Boom, we come down, sweep more sell side here, unicorn setup, break market structure here, get this displacement. Let me finish this right here. So here, unicorn setup, break market structure, displacement, bearish FVG is made, enter in the bearish FVG, stop above this high. First target's at the 15-minute FVG starting, second target's at the end of the FVG. We came down to first target, secured 50%, exited half our positions, then moved stops to here. And as we came up here, as I started seeing this run up, I ended up moving stops to break even. So we ended up getting stopped out at break even on the remaining positions. Overall, it was only about a 24-point trade. No, it was about a 30-point trade. Yeah, it was about a 30-point trade. So I can't complain. Still secured profits on a day like this. And if you kept your stops up here, you would have got stopped out in the loss. That's why we move our stops to break even after first target. Excuse me. So yeah, that was trade on last Friday, which was July the 14th. Today is Monday, so I am a little late on releasing or even making this video for you guys. It's just after I had the trade and everything, I had to get ready for work, so I left in a hurry. Was gone all day, and I was pretty busy all weekend, so I wasn't able to make the video for y'all. Sorry about that, but you know, it is what it is. Getting back to y'all, and just look at the 15-minute chart. Look at all this chop around, you know. And I forgot to say, even though we did have a bullish bias for today and taking this short, we were above the 8:30 opening price, and we did get above the midnight opening price, so that kind of tells me we're in a slight premium. Yeah, we're basically kind of in a premium. So we did that's why I took the short, and because you know, it kind of everything, what context kind of told me, all right, we swept buy side in a way, so we're gonna be looking for shorts. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, drop it down in the comments, drop it in the chat, shoot me a message. Like I said, I'm always happy to help you guys. I'm always happy to drop my analysis. If you have any questions on any of your analysis you have, still shoot me a message. I'll try to help you the best I can. And I'm gonna leave it at that. It's about 1 a.m. midnight. Probably gonna catch some sleep, get ready for the markets tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll get some very good moves, and I'll try to get that recap video for you guys the same day. I know it's kind of hard, or it's kind of annoying having to wait 2-3 days for a trade that I took 2-3 days ago, you know. So I do get busy, so I'm sorry about that, guys, but I am trying my best to stay up to date on this with y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope y'all have a good one night.